Batyushka has to bow to Patriarch.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Metal Remains Backstage. This is Manuel from Madrid. We have Carlos in New York. And joining us for this conversation, we have Bart and Jakub from the mighty Patriarch. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Hello. All good here.
Guys, in Metal Remains, we like to start our conversation by asking, what have you been listening to lately? All right.
Okay, so Adele.
Adele.
Yeah.
The one. The second.
Nice.
More Adele.
Yeah.
Wow, you have a collection over there.
Yeah.
Bart is quite a huge fan of Adele. And Amy
I'm
Winehouse.
awesome.
a big fan of Adele. So
It's a
today
great
was,
performer. I don't blame you.
on repeat.
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
On my side, I'm digging the last album of Ulcerate. They're either from Australia or New Zealand. I don't remember. Great album. But also, blasting some good old metal tunes, some Pantera recently. Good old stuff.
Yeah,
All right.
good stuff that
Great.
never dies.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. We have to talk about this. The band has gone through a name change recently, but below the surface, this action should have sparked a lot of thinking and decision making towards the continuity, the identity, and the future of the band. What can you share with us and the public about this rebranding?
It's everything in our court is still ongoing. So we are thinking about and have this in the back of our heads that can happen, that we must change the name. And now we are thinking about it because we have a new album. A lot of work was with this album, and we're thinking that this is the best time for name change. Because we are bringing something new, also different music than Batyushka, because Batyushka is more aesthetic, more monastic music. The Patriarch is developing and some kind of evolution with the band, and we say with the boys in a band that Patriarch is some kind of
Upgraded
upgrade
Batyushka.
Batyushka.
Batyushka 2.0.
Yeah.
Just as Bart said, because the case in Polish court is still ongoing. Because that's the first instance ruling, and it's not final. And we figured out the case. It can go for like another years, right? And since we have Prodo Ilia, the new album, it's so fresh and different. We thought we're gonna change the name now. We want to focus purely on the music, leave all the legal stuff behind. It's gonna stay on our Backstage. But yeah, I think that was a really good time, and we're all happy and excited. It's a lot of work, especially with social media. Trust me, changing the names on the social media like Facebook, Instagram, Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can
Totally
imagine.
pain.
We had to change just a lower bar in our name. That cost a lot of trouble for us. I can only imagine changing the whole name. And tell us a bit about this name. Coming from Batyushka to Patriarch, it's a very powerful, imposing name. But what does this mean to you?
Well, we can start with what it actually means. So Batyushka is just Orthodox priest, like a regular priest. Where Patriarch, where Patriarch is the head of Orthodox Church. So the Batyushka has to bow to Patriarch.
Okay,
so
the
just,
upgrade,
a little Easter egg.
It's
theme continues.
ironic, and
Yeah.
And it's a bit, I think it's a bit controversial nowadays, where people are very sensitive about the patriarchal side of things.
Yeah.
So I know you're taking your chances. Your audience will, of course, understand where you're coming from. But I just wanted to point that out. And what made you change this name but keep kind of the imagery of the band?
Patriarch is also will be conceptual band. So with the music always will be imaginary. Yeah, we are evolving with our music. We are using the folk music, ethno, some kind of symphonic music, but we are still around the Orthodox, the imaginary, also Orthodox music. We are traveling to, with our new album to Greek to show the Greek side of Orthodox. We're traveling to Bulgaria to show the Bulgaria side of Orthodox. We're traveling to Romania to show the Romanian side of Orthodoxy. So it's always will be around the Orthodox, but with the new elements. And also that will be with our stage imaginary, stage live props and all these things and ropes. We also will be evolving. That will be our new word that we are inspiring by the Orthodox. Not will be looking like Orthodox priest, but that will be our imagination of Orthodoxy. So that will be our new word, and we are building a new story, new word, and we are inviting our listeners to our new story and our new word with the Patriarch.
Oh, yeah, we're coming with you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. And this will be celebrated by the upcoming release. I hope I pronounce this at least decently. Acceptable. The album name is Prodo Ilia, which in English will be Prophet Ilia, right?
Prophet Ilia, yeah. It's a Prodo Ilia. It's this whole story is compared with the biblical prophet Elijah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the most important prophet in it's Catholic and Orthodoxy, and also in Judaism and also Islam. So it's one of the most important prophet in all our faith stories, and. Right. Also, Elias Klimovich, the person that we are presenting in our new album, is compared also with the prophet Elijah, and also compared with the Jesus Christ, also compared with the highest God and the John from Kronstadt. It's 4 people in one person. This is a personification of our Elias Klimovich. So yes, it's the story and also our story and album. It's fluctuating with the biblical story of Prophet Elijah and that's you can say that's Prophet Elijah also. That will be correct.
Yeah, you can also say Polish Rasputin. That's gonna be fine as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because the stuff that happened in Podlasie years ago, because the whole album is based on like real events. But he wasn't on the like talking with the royal family just like Rasputin, but like the stuff that was going on with all his followers and building the church. That's absolutely crazy, and that's something that we also want to, encourage our listeners to, dig some informations to learn about who was he, his story, learn something about Poland, the Podlasie region, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So it was one of the biggest sects in Eastern Europe these days when that happens, and that was. A very, very big sect. So it's it's happened in here in my region, Podlasie.
All right. Yeah, and this album will be released. This album will be released in January 2025, the 3rd day of January, if I am not mistaken, via Napalm Records. So correct. It's gonna be one of the first records out in the year, and I know a lot of people is waiting for that day to come to listen to what you can offer. Yeah, based on what we have listened so far from the upcoming album, from the videos, the 2 singles we have seen so far, the intensity of the music is undeniable. There is a very dense and dark atmosphere indeed. What do you expect or hope the listeners will take from this sonic experience?
Because the whole new album, it's hard to say if it's like, for me, it's not just black metal, because it's a mixture of black, of doom, of folk music, folk metal. And the first time I heard the record in like more or less final form, the first thought that comes in my mind, it's Slavic themes. It's like Poland, Ukraine, Russia. If you read the Witcher book, or so the Netflix show, or played the games, The Witcher.
I have a couple.
So I hear all the folk instruments, and I'm like, dude, I'm in The Witcher. I can hear the story that's coming, and I can be a part of that, and that's absolutely cool. And trying to put everything in the mix was a really tough task to do. Bart was in the studio for like 5 months, basically living there, because it was like over 1,000 tracks at one point. And trying to put everything in the mix, you have to decide what's like the most important part in this song, in that section. Do we want to hear more guitars, or maybe more folk instruments, or maybe the vocals should be up front? So there was a lot of like micro management, I would say, to trying to put everything inside, and make it still listenable.
Yeah. After the 5 months of work in the studio, I'm falling at the end. I'm falling in it's schizophrenia. I say for the guys, come on, that will be the end.
Yeah. Like just the week before the final master, I sent Bart like 2 pages of like stuff that we could improve and something like that, and he's like, no, fuck off. That's like the final version.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm done.
Yeah. We must finish because I'm dying.
Yeah.
But at the end, we are very excited, and we are very happy with the final results. So totally. We are also very excited that how will be the reception from our listeners, because the press reception, like we are here and see, it's very good. So now it's time for our listeners.
And haters.
And I'm sure this is going to be a startup point for people that haven't been a fan before, because sometimes getting into a discography from an established band might be intimidating, but coming into a fresh project like this that has all the experience and all the development you guys have, it's going to be very interesting. So we invite everybody to check them out.
I think nowadays having haters is like part of the success you get.
No, it's
the
it's a part of social media, so it's it's good to have haters also.
Yeah, all the comments and sharing the stuff and saying bullshit about music or whatever. It actually helps the bands.
Yeah,
I'm not even talking about ourselves.
It helps spread the word to get to a greater audience.
Yeah.
So keep.
Thank you. Keep commenting.
Also, it's the point that in nowadays social media, it's we more talking about the bad things than something good, and always bad things have a much better going on the stride and all this social media. So okay, the haters, it's helping us. Okay.
Yeah, just people want blood, people want fight. It's like in the Gladiator, nothing has changed.
They
want to yes, they want to fight, and they want to a drama. So come on, we are here.
Now let's go back to the music, to the intensity of the music, which I think it's paired with the music videos released so far. Can you share with us how the filming experience of these videos was?
Like I said previously, that all things that going with the new album, it's also must fit with our our stage props, also our video. It's also with our lyrics. That's always will be connected. So it's the same with the vision of the video. So we are. We want to say something. We want to show the parts of the story that happen in a music, and this is a full concept with the music, with the live performance, with the videos, with the lyrics. So we are showing the full. It's not a good word, but maybe our art. That's the I don't want to say product because the haters with
sometimes sometimes you need to reduce it to that.
Too late. Okay, we show our product. Haters, come on.
Yeah, and we were lucky enough to film because all the for Versalin 3 and Versalin 4, it was all filmed in Podlasie. Some of the shots, I think, I don't know, it was in Versalin or like near Versalin. Yeah, for the clips. So, it's authentic story filmed next to where it actually all happened. And, the videos were directed by our friend Jacintos, and he's a really good eye to, the visuals, the color grading, and editing the videos. Because, nowadays there's such a huge attention span, especially in social media, TikTok, Instagram, all the reels, people are just scrolling mindlessly through the stuff. We're taking a completely different approach. We have a cool story to tell. And we kind of asking people to, just stay a while and listen, just like in the Diablo games, like Deckard Cain, stay a while and listen, see what's gonna happen. The next single that's coming out soon is gonna be like the ending, because it's like one whole story in the music videos.
Yeah, it's more dynamic, but I saw today the video,
preview. Yeah.
the preview of the third one, and it's the story not ending. So
yeah, we're gonna watch it after the recording. So stay tuned for that.
We will have something special, but coming next month, I think. After the premiere album, that will be the end of the story, and also we want to say a story about the Patriarch and name change. So that will be I think it's a full film, and then you can catch the core of this everything. So what we want to show in a video. But yes, that's our vision, and maybe it's not usually and nowadays that the people listen to music very selectively, and we are serving a large bar that you must devoted for this music, your time, and listen from the first song to the last song. Then
Exactly.
you can
understand the whole story
magical in this music.
Yeah, because it makes the most out of sense to listen from the first song till the last one.
Yeah,
right.
We also play a whole album on our live shows, because it's also all full story, and we want to show on the stage the same.
Yeah, I love that.
Right. Just like in the music, there is layers and layers and layers of different things going on. On the videos, there are lots and lots of details that people need to pay attention to.
Yeah, there's also a lot of Easter eggs. But I'm not going to spoil them.
Yeah, yeah. Also,
yeah, just for eagle-eyed fans.
You were mentioning the live shows, exactly for those who have not experienced a live show from the band. Can you give them a little glimpse of what to expect?
We're starting the new year with actually a real huge show with real orchestra and real choir in Poland. Yeah, it's gonna be like 70 people on the stage, huge production. Yeah, it's gonna be recorded and stuff. We're trying to bring the show, of course, the best we can, all around the world. It doesn't matter if we're playing in Poland, in Australia, China, whatever. Our goal is to, play the same sound, the same look, the same everywhere. And with the name change in the new album, we were actually starting to, changing the stage props, moving closer to the Patriarkh Ilia story. We're changing the ropes slowly as well. I would say we're evolving, because it's not a revolution, it's an evolution of a band.
We are bringing also changing the lineup, because we will have a female vocalist, the third one, the third guitarist, and yes, that's we are evolving on the stage also. So the sound of the new shows also evolving. So it's some kind of new for us also, but it's also exciting for us because we are doing something new
and a lot of fire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I wanted to ask, now that we're talking fire,
to cleanse everybody.
Yeah.
Last year we saw many pictures from you guys when you were still in the previous band, with your outfits in the 70,000-ton cruise ship. Yeah. How was that experience with the outfits in the heat?
Super.
Yeah, 70,000 tons of metal is such a different festival that you have to just
some
have
kind
some
of
fun.
Vacation.
Yeah. It's one of the coolest places that we played.
Yeah.
The only downside was that we were playing on the pool deck like in the middle of the day, so it takes a lot from the show. But either way, it was dope, and I hope maybe in the future they will invite us again. Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I know people was very impacted by your imagery, by your sound. People that didn't know or were familiar. I'm sure many new fans were born those days just
right
because
from
they were intrigued by the look and the sound of the band.
Yeah. When we are going on stage, we are seriously, we so our art will be always the same. Like Jakub say, after the show, it's we have a distance to this, and especially that place like 70,000 tons of metal. So yeah, it's it's a funny.
Right, and that makes the perfect moment now to ask you this. We would like to finish this chat by asking you, what is one of your favorite backstage moments?
Well, there's many of them.
Try a PG one.
Okay, PG one. Okay. So that's like, I cannot say like about most of them, but I'm gonna say that we were lucky enough to tour with Crypta last year around Mexico. And actually we were love the girls, and we were actually, I don't remember how it happened exactly, but I think I was talking with Tina, and then she met us with Mario from Gojira, Mario Duplantier.
Wow.
And like 2 days later, we were, because we weren't supposed to play on a Mexico Metal Fest, but some band got dropped, and we were on, in Mexico, so they asked us if we want to play, and we were like, yeah, of course. And Gojira was playing on the main stage. And actually, I was able to, go to the main stage, talk with Mario, talk with the boys. I was like standing on the stage. Blind Garian is playing here. Mastodon is playing here. I'm talking with girls from Crypta, and Mario is handing me a cold beer. And I'm like,
"You were in heaven.
What the fuck is going on?"
Or hell, I don't know.
Yeah, right? Like a lot of people would kill for experience like that.
Oh yes.
So I'm really grateful for for the opportunity to be able to It's wild.
Yeah, we've had our dose of those moments as well, because
I tried a lot not to be to not fanboy too much.
And let me tell you, you are a musician, you create art. We just I don't know what we do. We just talk shit, right? And
we share.
We just play shit. So like
the imposter syndrome is hard on that. And what about you, Bart?
Oh, I think it's I think it's the last tour that we are touring with Ultimas, the Torrent. That was very sentimental for me, and touring with the David Vincent was my favorite favorite death metal vocalist of ever in
living legend
in death metal history, and that was icon for me for for a long time, and I'm a big fan of Morbid Angel, and special moments, a lot of talking with the David, and a lot of stories. It's that was very special and very sentimental. So it's a great time for me, and that's a special something very special.
Awesome, yeah. Backstage always brings the best in bands. Sometimes fans can't experience that, but we have seen from afar a bit of that. So
there's magic going on in the backstage.
Yeah,
you know what happens at the backstage stays in the backstage.
It's the backstage.
It's true,
guys.
It's true.
I wanted to thank you very much for being with us today. It's been a nice chat. I hope we can repeat this again in live when you approach one of our cities, which I'm sure it's gonna be very soon.
Of course. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Hope that you enjoy the new album, and see you on the road.
I'm sure we will.
Thank you. If you like this interview, please like it and share it with your friends. Make sure to buy and stream Prodo Ilia, or however that's pronounced, which comes out early in January of 2025. Follow Patriarch whenever they come on the road through your cities. But until then, stay metal.
Stay metal.